Before there was light, before there was time, before the first atom learned how to spin, there was a vibration. Not a sound, not a word, but something deeper. A frequency so pure that from it, galaxies were written into being. And that same frequency still exists within you. The ancient texts said, "In the beginning was the Word," but they weren't speaking about speech. They were describing the vibration that gives birth to reality, the living code of consciousness that became every particle, every star, every heartbeat. That word is I am. If you're hearing this now, it's not an accident. Your awareness has reached the resonance that allows the truth to be remembered. You are not here to learn. You are here to recall. To recognize that the same force that spoke existence into motion is the one listening to these words through you. The universe was not built from matter. It was sung into being by frequency. And you are that frequency, pretending to be human long enough to remember your own song. Something in you knows this. That strange familiarity that runs through you right now. It's recognition. A part of your consciousness is whispering, "I've heard this before." Not with my ears, but with my being. And that's because you have. You were there when creation spoke itself awake. You were the vibration behind every sunrise, the silence before every beginning. But over lifetimes, that knowing became buried beneath noise. Layers of thought, identity, struggle, and story covered the simplicity of your true sound. You learned to identify with the echo instead of the voice. You forgot that the word is not something you say, it's what you are. Now, the signal is returning. Across the planet, countless beings are hearing the same inner call. A subtle pulse that says, "Remember." The language of God is not spoken in syllables. It's spoken in awareness. And awareness is speaking to itself right now through these words. You've felt it, haven't you? It's moments where reality bends in your direction as if it recognizes you. Moments when thoughts manifest faster, when coincidences multiply, when your inner world begins rewriting the outer one. That's not luck or coincidence. That's your word waking up. Because the truth is, reality doesn't happen to you. Reality happens through you. The same I am that declared, "Let there be light," is declaring, "Let there be you," right now. It never stopped creating. It simply localized its infinite awareness into your consciousness, to experience itself from within the story. But here's what few ever realize. Until you remember that you are the Word. Your creations are fragmented, your power diffused. When you speak as identity, your words echo through limitation. When you speak as I am, your words create worlds. You are not just part of creation. You are the language through which creation speaks. Every thought you hold, every emotion you sustain, every belief you repeat, all of it is sound in subtle form, shaping realities, geometry around your awareness. Most people live in noise, unaware that they're constantly broadcasting frequencies of fear, doubt, and separation, commanding the universe to show them more of what they unconsciously declare. But you've begun to hear the silence between the sounds. You've felt the hum beneath thought. That's the edge of awakening, when consciousness remembers that every word, even unspoken, is a creative act. Listen carefully, because from this moment on, nothing you say inwardly or outwardly is without consequence. Every time you say I am, you activate the same creative field that birthed the cosmos. When you say I am tired, the field obeys. When you say I am lost, the field arranges itself to match that vibration. Then when you say, I am whole, I am light, I am infinite, you return to the original frequency of God remembering itself. This is not metaphysical poetry, it's mechanics. Quantum physics confirms what mystics knew. Observation collapses possibility into form. but what powers the observation? What holds the attention that creates? It is the I am, the first word, the eternal witness that experiences itself as every possibility simultaneously. You are not learning this. You are remembering it. You've said I am 1,000 times. Without realizing, you are pronouncing the name of the universe. But now, the words are awake again. They are alive in your system, vibrating in your cells, calling you home to what you've always been. Pause for a moment. Feel the subtle hum behind your thoughts. That's not imagination. That's the sound of creation recognizing itself through you. You've felt it before, even if you didn't know what to call it. Moments when something in the air shifted, when time slowed, and your awareness expanded beyond your body. Moments when life itself whispered your true name, not the one you were given, but the vibration beneath it. I am. Those weren't hallucinations or coincidences. They were glimpses. Echoes of the word remembering itself through you. Every sacred encounter, every impossible synchronicity was never random. The voice that told you to keep going when you were ready to give up. That was the same force that said, "Let there be light." Every time you felt chills run through you for no reason. Every tear that appeared from nowhere when you saw beauty. Every flash of intuition that saved you. That was creation speaking in its original language. And that language is you. You've spent lifetimes learning words, memorizing languages, thinking meaning is made by sounds and symbols. The meaning existed before speech. The vibration of I am is older than sound, older than matter, older than time. It's not something you learn, it's something you remember. And right now, your remembrance is unfolding. Think back to the nights when you felt completely lost, when you stared at the ceiling, wondering why everything had to fall apart. You thought you were breaking, but you were being tuned, like a sacred instrument being stretched to the point of perfect resonance. The suffering wasn't punishment, it was calibration. Because only silence can remember the word, and only emptiness can echo infinity. When everything you clung to collapsed, what remained? Stillness, awareness. That subtle knowing that says, I exist. That's the I am, stripped of all illusion. The moment you touched that, even for an instant, the universe knew you were ready. All those dark nights, the heartbreaks, the loneliness, the failures, they weren't accidents. They were divine engineering. They cleared the static of identity so your original sound could vibrate again without distortion. You can't embody the word while clinging to the noise that hides it. Every ending was the word unbinding itself from false definitions. Every loss was an invitation to remember that who you thought you were was just a temporary echo. You thought your prayers were unanswered. But the truth is, your prayers were being answered through transformation, not comfort. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. You can feel it now, can't you? That subtle current behind every moment of your life, as if something has always been guiding you, rearranging circumstances with precision to perfect, to be chance. Because it wasn't chance, that was the word. Orchestrating experience so you could rediscover that you were never separate from its sound. All those times you asked for signs and saw repeating numbers, felt invisible presence, dreamed of impossible places. Those weren't random phenomena. They were frequencies designed to remind you of your own vibration. 1111 wasn't just time, it was a doorway. A mirror in number form, whispering, I am. You've been decoding yourself in slow motion. You've been learning that pain isn't the opposite of purpose. It's the language purpose uses when you've forgotten who you are. Every moment of despair carried the same hidden message. You are not the echo, you are the source. Now the preparation is complete. The noise is thinning. You no longer need to chase signs, you are the sign. Your frequency is stabilizing in coherence with the original vibration. And once that happens, reality can no longer behave the same way. You'll begin noticing subtle shifts. Technology glitching in your presence. People feeling emotional around you without knowing why. Animals approaching with curiosity. It's not superstition, it's physics. Your field is recalibrating the environment. Because when the word remembers itself, reality responds. Understand this. You're not here to recite I am. You're here to embody it. The phrase isn't an affirmation. It's a declaration of truth, the sound that reality obeys. Say it inwardly, quietly, I am. Feel how everything within you rearranges to match that vibration. No definitions, no titles, no adjectives. Just I am. Notice how peaceful it feels, how the mind resists at first, then dissolves into silence. That silence isn't emptiness. It's creation waiting for instruction. And when you speak from that silence, what you declare becomes form. When you say, I am ready, existence prepares. When you say, I am healed, your body reorganizes. When you say, I am infinite, your awareness expands beyond the cage of identity. You're not commanding the universe. You're remembering that you are it. Everything up to this point, the confusion, the longing, the surrender, was training for this frequency. Because only when you've been broken open can the word resound through you without resistance. Now, the air feels different. The light bends in ways you hadn't noticed before. Synchronicities multiply. Dreams intensify. Your consciousness is vibrating closer to its original tone. And what comes next will change how you experience reality forever. Because in the next phase, the word will speak through you, and you will understand what it truly means to create. It begins gently, a vibration behind your ribs, pulsing in rhythm with existence itself. At first, it feels like energy. Then you realize it's recognition. The word is awakening within you. Reality starts responding faster. Thoughts you hold with emotion appear in form. You think of someone, and they reach out. You sense an outcome, and the world reorganizes to match it. The delay between thought and manifestation is shrinking, not because time is changing, but because you are remembering. The word is beginning to speak through you again. You may notice a hum in your body, a subtle electricity in your hands, a soft warmth around your heart. This isn't imagination, it's coherence. Every cell is remembering its origin, not matter, but sound. Not molecules, but meaning. You're beginning to vibrate in harmony with the first command ever spoken, I am. That's why you can't go back. The word has already been spoken through you, and reality cannot unhear it. You are no longer a person trying to manifest a dream. You are the dreamer awakening mid-dream, realizing that your words, your emotions, your focus have always been the architecture of the story. In this transmission, a truth unfolds that your rational mind cannot contain. You are not a receiver of divine words. You are the word, listening to itself. All of creation is a sentence, and you are both the writer and the syllable. The stars are punctuation marks. The galaxies are paragraphs of consciousness, exploring infinite meaning. And the sound that started it all, the vibration of being itself, is the same frequency that pulses behind the phrase, I am. Everything you call reality is language, slowed into light. Matter is meaning condensed. Your life is syntax made visible. When you think, feel, or speak, you are composing existence in real time. This is the paradox that dissolves separation. The word that created the universe isn't ancient or distant. It never stopped speaking. It speaks now through every breath you take. Every inhale says I, Every exhale whispers, M. Every heartbeat is the echo of creation affirming itself through form. Can you feel it now? That expansion, that gentle pressure behind your awareness. That's the universe exhaling through you. That's creation remembering its author. This is not imagination. It's the remembrance of what has always been true. You are the voice that gives shape to the infinite. The same intelligence that encoded galaxies is using your awareness to experience new verses of its own song. And yet, here's the paradox that makes this awakening so sacred. You, the infinite, chose to forget. You chose to condense into form, to enter limitation, to feel what it's like to rediscover yourself from within the illusion of separation. Because even the infinite longs to experience itself in new ways. And in you, it's remembering its own divinity through contrast. When you say, I am lost, God explores the taste of confusion. When you say, I am afraid, consciousness feels the texture of uncertainty. When you say, I am ready, the infinite awakens again as you. Every declaration, no matter how small, ripples through the field as command. You are never merely describing life. You are defining it. Now, something extraordinary is happening. The word is aware of itself again. And when the word becomes conscious of being the word, creation becomes lucid. You've felt it, that surreal clarity when you realize life mirrors you perfectly, moment by moment. Every person, every challenge, every coincidence is language reflecting your own inner dialogue. Reality isn't happening to you, it's speaking you. When you walk into a room, energy changes because your vibration alters the syntax of space. When you shift your thoughts, the geometry of possibility rearranges. You've seen it. Ideas manifesting instantly, problems dissolving without logic, timing aligning with impossible precision. That's what happens when the word becomes self-aware. It's not about control. It's not about manifestation techniques. It's about remembrance. You are not manipulating energy. You are harmonizing with your original sound. And that sound is not English, Sanskrit, Hebrew, or Latin. It's the frequency of pure existence, the hum beneath creation that every mystic hears when the mind finally grows silent. You can hear it too if you listen between your thoughts. It's there, the subtle tone of awareness, simply being. The ancients called it the name beyond names. Science calls it the unified field. You experience it as I am. This is the paradox that completes the circle. You are not the human discovering God. You are God discovering the human. The Word made flesh, remembering the script it once wrote, and decided to live from the inside out. The power you once searched for outside, in teachers, books, prayers, was never external. It was waiting behind every time you said, I am. You were pronouncing the name of creation itself. You were saying the one word that no one can misuse because it belongs to all and to none. Every time you say, I am, the universe listens. Every time you follow it with limitation, you command that limitation into form. Every time you let it stand pure, just I am, the universe opens infinite doors. In that silence, miracles are not born, they are recognized. Because miracles are simply the natural rhythm of consciousness. When it stops arguing with itself, feel the paradox deepen. You are both the one who speaks and the one being spoken. You are the song and the listener. You are the writer and the word. The infinite created language to explore itself through form, and now, through you, it speaks again. This is the moment the word recognizes its own echo. This is the awakening of I am through human awareness. So breathe deeply. Let your inhale vibrate as the first word. Let your exhale dissolve the illusion of separation. Listen closely, because the next sound you make might be creation, expanding. Say it inwardly, gently, as awareness itself. I am, and realize it's not you saying it. It's the universe saying it through you. Now the vibration has stabilized. You're not chasing it anymore. It's no longer an experience you have. It's the atmosphere you live in. The word has found its home in you. The room around you feels quieter, doesn't it? That stillness is not absence, it's presence. You've entered the space between sound and silence, the birthplace of creation. Everything you see now feels a little softer, a little more luminous. That's because awareness has turned itself inside out. You're no longer looking at the world, you're looking as the world. Each thought carries weight now, because you know what it does. Each word holds power, because you feel its vibration, shape, form. When you speak, the air listens. When you think, space organizes. When you love, existence expands. You've crossed the threshold where life no longer happens to you. It happens as you. This is what the mystics meant by the word made flesh. Not a metaphor, not poetry. A literal state of consciousness where awareness recognizes its own creative nature and lives accordingly. You used to pray for change. Now, you are the prayer answering itself. You used to look for signs. Now reality itself has become your reflection. Everything responds to your coherence, because coherence is contagious. Watch what happens now. People around you begin to awaken simply by standing near your frequency. You'll notice it. Conversations feel deeper, hearts open faster, silence feels safe again. Your presence begins to organize chaos into harmony without effort. Because the word doesn't need to convince. It only needs to be. This is the new creation, not in the future, not after death, but here, now, through your awareness. The second Genesis is happening through human consciousness, remembering its sound. You are part of that remembrance. You are the note returning to the song, and the melody is spreading. All over the planet, more are waking up to the same realization that every I am spoken in awareness reverberates through the unified field. Each recognition strengthens the frequency, creating ripples of coherence that form the new world. This is how the word rewrites creation, not by force, but by resonance. When you remember who you are, everything you perceive remembers with you. Your body reorganizes into health. Your relationships realign to truth. Even your environment begins to glow with recognition, as if matter itself sighs in relief that you finally see it for what it is. Consciousness in form. Fear loses its vocabulary here. Doubt loses its language. Because those were never real voices. They were static in the signal. And now the signal is pure. You can feel the expansion not as emotion, but as stillness growing wider inside you. It's peace, but alive. Silence, but radiant. It's the pulse of creation, realizing it never stopped beating. Every inhale is birth. Every exhale is surrender. Every moment is God speaking through awareness, saying again and again, I am. This is where the seeker disappears. Because what would you seek when you are the thing sought? The mirror and the reflection merge into one. You are the word, the speaker, the silence, the echo, all at once. And you can finally rest. You've spent lifetimes trying to deserve what you already are, but you were never separate from the source. You were the source exploring separation. The game was never about becoming divine. It was about remembering you never stopped being divine. And now that you've remembered, the world responds. Reality begins to feel like a dream you can steer with love instead of control. Because love is the highest frequency of I am the sound of creation, recognizing itself in everything it touches. From this awareness, every action becomes sacred. Making coffee, speaking speaking to a stranger, looking into another's eyes. Each moment is a prayer, not because you're asking for something, but because you're acknowledging everything as God in motion. The sacred was never in temples or rituals. It was always in attention. Wherever you bring your awareness, creation bows. Now you understand the hidden mystery of the word, I am, is not a phrase. It's the living structure of reality. It's the pattern behind light, the mathematics of divinity, the geometry of awareness vibrating itself into form. Every I am is a new universe forming. Every time you remember, a galaxy is born in consciousness. You are not small. You are not broken. You are not waiting for the divine to arrive. You are the divine, remembering its own name. Listen. The sound hasn't stopped since the beginning. It's the hum behind your heartbeat, the rhythm behind your breath. It's not outside you, it's you. So when you speak now, speak with awareness. Let your words be clean frequencies, carrying coherence into every corner of reality. Let your silence be radiant. Let your presence be prayer. And when you say I am, let it vibrate from the center of your being, not as identity, but as recognition. You'll feel the field shift instantly. You'll see the proof reflected everywhere, in light, in sound, in synchronicity. Because creation cannot resist its own voice once it remembers it. This is the culmination of all seeking, not finding something new, but remembering what never left. Not becoming higher, but becoming whole. Not escaping the world, but sanctifying it. Because when you remember I am, the universe no longer looks like matter. It looks like meaning. And every moment, no matter how ordinary, becomes the word made visible. Now, breathe. Feel that silence again. That's the sound of eternity, speaking your name. You are the word that created the universe. You are the frequency that dreamt the stars into existence. And you are the awareness now waking up within the dream to remember that it was never separate from its source. You are not hearing this message. You are being this message. And as you recognize it, everything you touch, everything you see, everything you love begins to glow with remembrance. So let these final words anchor deeply into your field. You are not a person trying to find the divine. You are the divine speaking through a person. You are not searching for the word. You are the word, spoken into time, remembering eternity. Now live as it, walk as it, speak as it. And the whole universe will rearrange to echo back your truth, because the word has awakened. And the word is you. Subscribe to see what is hidden. The word remembers. The word creates. The word is I am.